Good morning. So, how many of you have been feeling disappointed or resentful towards someone in your family, a friend, a spouse, a coworker? Given these times, the pandemic, high racial tensions, and I'm sure you, have felt all kinds of ways towards people, right? So today we're talking about managing our expectations for others. So we've all heard some form of expectations lead to disappointments, or expectations are premeditated resentments. And I know it must seem easier to either have no or low expectations, but that's a mistake. Because think about it. If you have no or low expectations, what happens? You end up settling. Settling for what you get, afraid or unwilling to ask for more, in fear of feeling disappointment and resentful. You become stagnant and you become complacent, and essentially you get stuck, whether that's in your relationship, your career, or any of the goals that you have, right? That include other people. So I believe in having high expectations for ourselves, like I talked about yesterday, and having high expectations for others as well. When our expectations for others in our relationships with our spouses, our friends, our kids, our coworkers are met, we experience 4 wonderful things. 1, better relationships. How many arguments and frustrations at home and at work stem from unmet expectations? Probably all of them, right? 2, more satisfaction. How much happier would you be if your expectations were met? 3, better connections. When your expectations are met, you feel like those people and your friends, and they get you, right? They understand. And you're more willing to open up, and then therefore there's more trust, so stronger connections. And 4, even higher expectations. When you trust people to meet your expectations, you set your relationships up to anticipate and achieve even higher expectations, creating even better relationships, even more satisfaction, and even better connections. It's really when we really tend to be disappointed when our expectations are, for other people, are 3 things. 1, unrealistic. Can that person even do that for you? That can go from a really big, high expectations to a simple, silly expectation that they can't meet, right? So there are expectations we have for others to make us happy. And if it's not just like make us happy and take us on a date, if it's make us happy in our lives because we aren't fulfilled ourselves, you need to check that. That's not going to happen. No one can do that for you. And other things are like expecting people to read your mind. That may sound silly, but my husband and I talk about this all the time, to the point where we catch ourselves doing it. The other day, he was annoyed at me for not doing something and not doing what he expected me to do, and I just said, "How was I supposed to know that?" And he literally just looked at me and said, "You need to get better at reading my mind." So, were your expectations realistic, right? 2, unidentified. Do you even know the expectations that you're holding people to? If you keep finding yourself being disappointed or resentful and you haven't even really identified what those are, you might need to identify and then rectify them. Something I needed to change, an expectation I needed to change, I didn't even realize I was holding, that I came up with my coach a couple weeks ago, was my expectation. So expectations really come from beliefs. So if I believe that my spouse should be loving, I expect my spouse to be loving. So simple like that. So I uncovered a deep belief that love means never to hurt. Now, if you hold this belief, I'm telling you it's not useful. It's completely impossible. I am so sensitive. I get hurt all the time, which would mean that none of the people in my life love me. Wrong. So I really need to spend some time, I had to spend some time changing that expectation to love means being there even when it hurts. So are you even aware of the expectations you are holding people to? And are they ones that you going back to realistic, are they realistic? Are they things that you actually want to keep? So, unidentified. 3, unspoken. Have you asked the person? Have you expressed that that's your expectation? So, I hate the term common courtesy, common sense, or anything that implies common knowledge. I'm first generation Haitian American, and I grew up in a mostly white community. Whatever common knowledge my friends had, I often was not privy to because that wasn't my culture. Then I went to college at UNC Chapel Hill. A lot more black people than I was used to hanging out with, and yet still, my common knowledge was very different from the black Americans I went to school with. Then I married a Haitian American man, and I thought, Eureka! My expectations should so easily be met because he gets it. He gets me. Wrong. My family, how I grew up, the relationships I experienced were not the same as his. Your expectations may be common to you, your culture, your friends, and your family, but it does not make them common knowledge to you, to your spouse, to your coworkers, to your friends, or even your children until you communicate them. So unspoken, closed mouths don't get fed in the neighborhood, right? So you need to communicate your expectations. When your expectations for others are realistic, identified, and communicated, they are more likely to be met, and you can experience the incredible benefits of stronger, more satisfying relationships, and then we can reach even higher expectations and anticipate even more in our lives, and then get even more out of our lives through our relationships. So next time, or even better, take a look at when you felt disappointed or resentful in your relationships, and ask yourself, what expectation of mine are they failing at? Is that expectation realistic? And am I aware of the expectation I'm holding them to? And back to number 1, is that realistic? Do I need to change it? And have I communicated it? So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning into the Daily Huddle with me, Life Coach FranETN, where we work to live our very best lives and be our very best selves so we can have it all. Every week we pick a theme, and every day we discuss a topic in that theme. So this week is expectations. Go back and watch the videos about what expectations are, where they come from, and how to manage the expectations you have for yourself. Tomorrow, we'll dive into the expectations we have for the world and for life in general. So, I believe you deserve it all. Career, family, and fun. And I believe you can have it all when you know exactly what you want, precise clarity, get out of your own way to get it, an expanded mindset, and show up over and over. Consistent action. Clarity, mindset, and action. Your dreams really are just a plan away from being realized. Imagine showing up as the very best version of yourself every single day for 6 months. How would your life change by January 2021 if you showed up on your A game for your family, for your career, for your personal life every single day? What would your health look like? What would your career look like? What would your business look like? What would your family look like? What would life look like? What would it feel like if you showed up on your A game every single day? I'm taking 15 people on that exact journey starting in July. From now to June 30th, I am booking discovery calls with you for my one-on-one program to reverse engineer the life of your dreams. You can have a life that is true reflection of your values. You can prioritize what you want, when you want. You can get in the best shape of your life. You can be there for your friends and family. You can be madly in love with your partner and love showing up to work every day, all the while feeling confident in every single step. And I would be honored to show you how. If you're interested, go ahead, click on the link below and book your free discovery session with me. Thanks for being here. Give yourself an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow bright and early.